Assalamualaikum. Hi guys. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Ain. I'm Hajar. I am Nisa. I'm Shibra. Me Fatika.
I am Irfan. Today, we're gonna talk about listening and responding effectively. Let's begin now.
Sign up.
According to CIDIC 2013, communication is the act of transmitting and it occurs and participate by minimally between two people. Communication can divide by two categories, that is verbal and non-verbal. Talking about hearing and listening, hearing is the biological process that occurs brain to detect the sound wave. Listening is the process of interpret, assigning to the meaningful of contents and evaluation to them for listening effectively. In addition, hearing and listening have more differences, but both of them is an important in our life, such as hearing is passive body process and listening is active mental process. Okay, let's see four components of listening. The first one is receiving, that we acknowledge the message. The second one is responding, that we give feedback to another communication in an interpersonal exchange. The third one is recalling, that we understand the message and remember the message later. And the last one is rating, that we evaluate the message about its credibility, comprehensive and worth.
Now, I will talk about types of listening. There are 5 types of listening. First, appreciative listening. Second, critical listening. Third, empathic listening. Fourth, discriminative listening. And fifth, comprehensive listening. First, appreciative listening is someone listening to enjoy the message, the speaker, a story, movie, radio, or whatever information that was hearing. Second, critical listening. Critical listening is hearing, understanding, evaluating, and assigning word to a message. Third, empathic listening. Empathic listening is listen to other person and feel for the other person. This is an ability to feel empathic for another person's feeling and needs. 4. Discriminative listening. Discriminative listening is listening between lines. So, understanding the speaker's meaning convey in other way than the words themselves. 5 is comprehensive listening. Comprehensive listening is to understanding by the remember, recall what has been said by speaker. You can concentrate on the message in order to understanding it and not to judge it. So, there are 5 types of listening. I repeat, first is appreciative listening, second, critical listening, third, empathic listening, fourth, discriminative listening, and fifth, comprehensive listening. So, that's all from me.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will explain the importance of listening skill. There are 3 points. Point number 1 is checking for accuracy. Having a good listening skill can help a person in ensuring accurate information. Someone need to listen well of what they have heard to check the accuracy of the information, because the consequence of the faulty listening can be serious. So, in the context of public speaking, the audience need to listen careful to what the speaker said and understand correctly, so that it can help the audience avoid the consequence of faulty listening. Point number 2 is giving feedback. The speaker and the audience both send and receive message. Careful listening can help the audience in giving feedback to the speaker. By listening to the idea and the content from the speakers, it can help the audience to give their feedback to the speakers. From giving feedback, it can help the speaker to improve their weakness. Okay. Point number 3 is the importance of having listening skill. It can help someone in having their relationship. Okay. So, did you believe that when someone attending the public speaking or speech, it can help them in establish relationship between the speaker and the audience? Okay. As human being, it's normal that we need to be acceptance and understood. So here, when the listener listen to the speaker, it can create the relationship or the link between the speaker and the audience. The relationship can be built through communication. So it is clear that from having good listening skills, it is easy to have a good relationship between the speaker and the audience. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, next we go to effective listening. Listener must to be prepared to hear any kind of presentation, but practical to say that to make the hearing more effective depends on speaker itself. Usually, the individual don't listen carefully when talk. So, to improve listening, it depends on audience own attitude to improve their skills. Effective listening can be identified as more than just a skill, according to Wierenski 2014. Hence, it is essential to listen others rather than speaking in order to be an effective listener.
Now, I want to explain to you about barrier to effective listening. So, no doubt that the existence of obstacle or barrier happen continuously around us. So, the factor of barrier to effective listening is first, noise. Second, the message complexity and overload. Third, lack of training. Fourth, the difference of culture and language. So the first of all, noise. No doubt that the noise happen continuously in our life, whether they accidentally or not. And to avoid the noise, we have to choose a suitable occasion to avoid the noise. Second, the message complexity and overload. We might that the speaker want to share more and more information to the audience, but an audience have an exceed of limit to receive an audience from the speaker. So if the information load, overload and complex, the audience didn't want to be attend to the speech and did not want to attention to the speaker. And third, lack of training. The speaker might be didn't ready for her speech to present the speech, and the speaker might be read from the first to the last of the speech, and that will be the audience didn't want and did not attract to the speaker and to his or her speech. So fourth is the difference of culture and language. As we know, Malaysians have a various of culture, language, and a religion. So, for that, we must have a simple or the language that we can understand for the speaker to speak to the audience, to present to the audience, so that the audience may understand the speaker, what the speaker have to say, because we don't want and avoid to misinterpretation of an action, and very avoid to have an sensitivity of religion. So in conclusion, as to be a part to the effective of listening, speaker and a listener must be cooperate and combine the effort together, because there is no power to change. As in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 2, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى بِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى إِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. And cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression, and fear to Allah. Instead, Allah is served in penalty. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I will explain to you about the respond effectively. According to Lisa J. Down, respond effectively can be defined as responding that provide feedback to the speaker. Feedback may be in verbal or in non-verbal, and responses must appropriate with the situation. There are several types of responses that consist of, which is firstly is verbal acknowledgement and non-verbal, secondly paraphrasing, and thirdly questioning. So it is proven that we as an audience, we can asking questions to the speaker but do not interrupt them while they are delivering their speech. Secondly, according to Diana Di Celno, respond effectively can be defined as constructive critique. It means an analysis that provide evaluation to the speaker, whether the speaker meets the specific goals of speaking in norms of good speaking goals. Then there are several types of content in constructive critique that we can critique to the speaker, which is firstly content of speech, secondly structure of speech, and thirdly delivery the speech. So the conclusion we get from this learning is firstly listening skills and respond effectively. So do not forget to practice this learning in your public speaking. Okay, bye.
Do you get all the point?
Are you hearing or listening?
Think about it.
هذا فقط منا. That's all from us.
Shukran jazilan. Thanks for watching.
See you again later.
Bye.
Bye. That's